And right about now, we're going to share some headlines with you, some stories that caught our attention. So here is what you need to know today. Legendary movie producer and Oscar winner Harvey Weinstein is in the news today. Did you see this story? Did you know who he was? Yeah, okay. So he is the subject of a very detailed New York Times report today, alleging that he made inappropriate sexual advances on women for decades, including movie star Ashley Judd and employees who had worked for him, among others. In a statement he issued yesterday, Weinstein said that he, quote, came of age in the 60s and 70s when all the rules about behavior in workplaces were different. He added, quote, I appreciate the way I've behaved with colleagues in the past has caused a lot of pain, and I sincerely apologize for it. Though I'm trying to do better, I know I have a long way to go. So he's issued an apology, but also a threat. Weinstein's attorney says that he will sue the New York Times and that the Times story is, quote, saturated with false and defamatory statements about his client, and that the New York Times ignored evidence presented to them, he says, in advance of its publication. In the meantime, Weinstein has taken leave of absence now from his company. NBC News has not been able to independently verify these allegations, but as you know, this is one of several of these incidents that we have seen come up over the past year. And it's sort of dominating the national discussion in a way it never has before, this issue. And to his credit, he's taking some responsibility for the allegations. You know, it sounds like he's apologizing for his behavior to some extent, but also taking issues with the Times report. I want to get you guys to weigh in on it because our staff was buzzing about this. Alex has got somebody with a question. Hi.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Emily O'Connor. Nice to meet you. How do you stand up for yourself in the moment when faced with sexism or sexual harassment instead of waiting till later and thinking, oh, I wish I would have said that or reacted differently? It's
such a dicey issue because there's a power imbalance. I mean, every woman I know has been there. I am hard-pressed to find somebody who hasn't been there. The number one thing I want young women to know, and I wrote this in my book, Settle for More, is no is an available option to you. Because in the moment you're feeling scared and you're feeling like I don't want to lose my job and I don't want to lose my paycheck and I don't want to ruin my relationship with my boss, I just want him to not do this thing. And you have to remember in that moment when you feel you're most vulnerable that no is an available option to you. And so you can say no. However, you can get that word out and get yourself removed from the situation, and then you can deal with it. Then you can strategize and figure out how to repair the relationship, how to go to HR, how to do whatever it is you're worried about. But remember that. No is okay. And recommend it. Sally Lou, you have somebody?
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, how can we educate men to understand that their behavior is totally inappropriate in these contexts?
Mm-hmm. Well, can I tell you, one of the things I appreciated about Harvey Weinstein's statement, and I don't know anything about the allegations other than what I read in the paper, is that he did offer some context for, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. It's not an excuse. Okay. But I would like to see more men just own up to it as opposed to deny it and say it's all in our heads, you know, that we're crazy and that, so, but there was a little bit of that in his statement too, like sort of a hint. So we'll see where he goes. But for the men, I think the number one thing is that if you are in a position of power over a woman in your organization, or the same is true for women, because women can harass too. I actually had a case like that when I was practicing law, where my client fired this woman for harassing the men in her company. But if you are in a position of power over somebody in your organization, do not hit on them. Do not hit on them, right? And the other thing men need to know, this is actually really important, is women and men should know, men perceive laughter as a yes. And so I've done this too. I use laughter or a joke or humor, always really, but to get out of an awkward situation. And it doesn't always serve you well in those circumstances because the person on the receiving end may perceive it as a, yes, I want more of this, right? Thank you for that. Okay, apology number 2 for the day. You may have heard what Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton said yesterday. Right? All the women, again, are like, yes, I heard that too. He was asked a perfectly valid question from a sports reporter, a reporter who happens to be a woman. Here it is.
I know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of an enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. Like, it's funny.
It's just as bad as it was yesterday. Just as bad. It's funny, he said. Well, it wasn't too funny when his sponsor, Dannon, dropped him. So Newton, after a few hours of reflection and public flogging, decided he had a little bit more to say on the subject.
After careful thought, I understand that my word choice was extremely degrading and disrespectful to women. And to be honest, that was not my intentions. And if you are a person who took offense to what I said, I sincerely apologize to you. I'm a father to 2 beautiful daughters. And at their age, I try to instill in them that they can do and be anything that they want to be. And to the young people who see this, I hope that you learn something from this as well. Don't be like me, be better than me.
That was a good last line. Before that, right? If you are a person who took it right and it wasn't my intention, well, no one cares whether it was your intention to offend. You did offend. And women have been on the receiving end of that many, 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 many times. I mean, I said this yesterday. In a way, I'm glad he said it, because it's like right there, and we know what he's dealing with, and asking for forgiveness is always good. So let's be quick to forgive and hope he does better. All right, it is Friday. Is anyone seeing a movie this weekend? There's, you might be going to one or watching one that you've already seen. Apparently, the internet is abuzz today on the question of which movie brought you to tears? Which movie brought you to tears? I know for me, it was Bridges of Madison County. I cried like a small schoolgirl. And also, My Dog Skip. Have you seen My Dog Skip? I watched it when I was pregnant. I was trying to only take in positivity. Disney, it felt safe. Wrong. Let's just say it doesn't end well for Skip. All right, but I want to know about you. I see you sitting there. What has made you cry? What movie?
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3? Yeah. Oh, it's sweet when he's all grown up. I know, the poor toys. Anybody over here? What movies made you cry? Anybody? Yes.
Me Before You.
Me Before You. I haven't seen that one. Yeah. 50-50? That's a tough one. That makes a lot of people cry. How about you? You're feeling it right now while you're under pressure to answer, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, About Time.
About Time.
Yes.
I don't know that one. I'm getting old. Yeah. I really couldn't. Of course, Terms of Endearment, right? I mean, but that's a given. If you don't cry during that, there's something wrong with you. Anyway, I don't know why we love these movies that make us cry, but we do, don't we? It's like every once in a while, like you shed a tear and you have a laugh and you have a smile and you had a good day. And that's what's going to happen on today's show.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.